Hello, my name is Adam Eason. I'm a cellist, a composer, and a teacher, and I've decided to start making videos mostly for my students to help them come to grips with things like how to read music, music theory, um, musical forms, and things like that. Hopefully, if you're interested in music, you'll be able to learn something from this, but it's mostly geared towards lay people and maybe beginners to intermediate in terms of musical education. What I'm going to talk today about is a particular composition technique, a composition tool for helping write music, and it's called theme and variations. The idea behind theme and variations is you start with something very simple, and then you elaborate upon that idea until it becomes either very complex or almost unrecognizable from what you started with. So here we've got our theme written out. This is Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, the first four measures of Twinkle Little Star. So what I'm going to do, just in case I have people in the audience who can't read music, which is likely, I'm just going to play through these first four measures to show you how it looks and how it sounds. Alright, so those were the first four measures of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. The idea behind theme and variations is that there are notes in the theme which are important, and there are notes in the theme which are less important or even entirely irrelevant. So that when you go to write a variation on the theme, you keep the important bits, you carve out all of the less important or irrelevant bits, and then you fill in with your own material to create something new. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to color these notes, right? And you can see we have repetitions of notes, and we have notes which are held out here. These half notes are held out for 2 beats instead of 1. And so these are the important points, highlights of the piece. I can cut out each repetition, I can shorten them, I can do those things and still keep the identity of the theme intact. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the first note of each group and I'm going to shorten it. I'm going to have it into an eighth note. I'm going to space them out as they're spaced out in the theme. This is the simplest way to start. You just take the important notes, keep them in, you take out the less important or irrelevant notes, and you're left with these rests, these silences here. And that's what you have available to play around with. You can even continue shortening these to give yourself more room. To help make this even more clear, I'm going to go ahead and color those as well, so that when I start filling in extra notes, you can see very easily the relationship between the theme and this small, simple variation. So I'm just going to start filling in some chords. And if you don't know know what chords are, don't worry, I'll explain those in a later video. I think I'll take just one more little, whoops. Alright. So, if you were to sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star over what I'm about to play, it would line up pretty well, actually. Again, if I just select these notes one at a time, and compare them, it's all pretty direct. It's a direct analogy from the theme to the variation that I just wrote. So I'll go ahead and play the variation, and you can go ahead and sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star over the variation so that you can hear how it all lines up. Right? Very simple. Nothing incredibly difficult about this unless you don't know what chords are, in which case you might be a little mystified why I chose the notes I chose. But for now, just understand that they're not random. I chose these notes for a reason. They're not just popping out of nowhere. So this is really the simplest explanation of theme and variations I think I'm able to give. When you go to the symphony, sometimes a theme and variations will stand on its own as its own piece. Sometimes the theme and variations will be part of a larger work like a symphony. It'll even occasionally pop up in operas and things like that. But when you hear theme and variations, just understand you're going to hear the theme first to kind of set the stage. Then you're going to hear a series of variations on that theme. And the variation will cover the whole theme in general. And each variation will usually have its own particular style or flavor or compositional technique, variation technique, that will unify the variation on its own. Alright, so that's theme and variations. Hope this was helpful to you. If you have any questions, comments, constructive criticism, or anything else of that nature, then go ahead and ask or let me know, and I'll make sure to address those as best I can. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.